I got a feeling that you got me covered too. I got you covered. I got you covered.
Hello and welcome to Blessed Devotions and Blessed to Crochet. We are in March 7th of the devotions. This would have been Friday if we had put it out on the day of the day. I do believe throughout this entire devotion that God has used this exactly when I needed it. For those that do not know, I'm sure you saw the live stream last night. Patty went to be with the Lord last night. That one last hug was not done on a beach, but I just erased the background and put it on a beach picture because that was Patty's favorite place. That was her happy place. So we got to give her that one last hug, and I want to thank our community for making that possible. This devotion, the Bible verse, and we will be doing a quote Monday are all dedicated to the memory of Patty Bates, born on January 10th of 1959 and went to be with Jesus on March 9th of 2025. This is going to be a messy devotion, so I hope that, and I know that you will, bear with me. I'm okay. My body just really hurts. I had a lot of trouble falling asleep last night, and then when I did, my family just let me sleep. But I'm in a lot of pain. Go back from crying to being numb, back and forth, all the grief steps that you go through. And I thought about not doing this devotion. But I thought if Patty could go through the past year and a half of battling cancer, and she was a fighter to the very end, I can get through this in her memory, because you couldn't have picked a more appropriate and glorious topic in the devotions for today. And like I said, I know this was God's plan for me to read this devotion on this day, because this is what Patty experienced last night as she left this world to go be in the arms of Jesus. I did put this picture and had somebody put angel wings on her, because that is a symbol in our world, in our society, that means that somebody is no longer here. It does state in the Bible that we don't become angels. We're actually more than angels in heaven. But when somebody is wearing those wings in a picture, you know that they're no longer here. So I thought and my mom did, for people seeing this, they'll realize that she's no longer with us and she's in heaven. So that's why we added the angel wings to this picture. This will be forever my favorite picture of my aunt on that horse with the biggest smile and just loving life, even when she was dealing with terminal cancer at that point. Like I said, this may be a little messy. I'm going to try very hard to keep it together. And then I'm going to go rest. That's on the agenda today. I have stopped into certain channels that, I have friends in, that I just wanted to tell them thank you for the support and love. Believe me, people are reaching out. I'm surrounded by connection, that's for sure. And just to let them know thank you, and that she passed. I haven't been staying very long. I'm not going to. I don't really have the energy for much today, and I'm sure you can understand why. We got the news about 9:20 last night, and we had already promised Christina that that news would never come over the phone of anybody passing or anything happening to Mocha. That was a promise that we would not come unannounced or invited to her home unless that happened. And so we all got in the car at 9:30, drove the hour, and let her know that Patty was no longer with us. We brought Mocha as comfort, and she was grateful. We debated for a few minutes of whether to go at that hour or wait till Monday. But within about a half an hour of us knowing the news, it was on Facebook, and that's the first place she would have gone to in the morning, just scrolling through and waking up and so forth. And that's not how we wanted her to hear it. So we made the right call for sure. And we stopped off at a gas station, and I saw a bag of donuts, just one of those like Hostess bag of donuts, and I picked them up because when my grandmother passed away, I never had Krispy Kremes before, so one of my aunts stopped off and got some Krispy Kremes, and we sat outside Patty's porch at her townhouse that she was renting, and we had donuts and talked about Grandma, and that's exactly what we did in the car last night. Is we had a couple donuts, little mini ones, and we talked about my aunt and remembered her, and so again, thank you all tremendously for the support and the continuing support for our family during this difficult time. Please lift up her daughter uh, because she's going to certainly need it. I've got the Kleenexes ready because I know I may need it throughout this. The title for March 7th is Heaven is Glorious, and the Bible verse for March 7th was, "It shone with the glory of God. Its brilliance was like that of very precious jewels, like jasper, clear as crystal." And that's Revelation 21:11, and that is the NIV. And the picture that we chose for this devotion was, of course, just a beautiful sun in the clouds. And whether that's what heaven is like, it just seemed like a glorious picture. So that is why we use that picture for this devotion. And the devotion for today is, and I will try to get through it without crying, is this. We sometimes speak of a beautiful sunset or warm spring day as a glorious, but even earth's most awe-inspiring nature is but a shadow of glory of heaven. When the Apostle John was given a glimpse of heaven's grandeur, he barely could find words to describe it, comparing it to the most wondrous objects on earth, only far greater. Why is heaven glorious? It's simply because of its incredible beauty, overwhelming as that will be. Heaven is glorious for one supreme reason. Heaven is a dwelling place of God. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Now the dwelling of God is with man, and he will live with them. They will be with his people, and God himself will and be their God. They will see his face, and his name will be on their foreheads." Revelation 21:3 and 22:4. Think of it. If you know Jesus Christ someday, you will be safe in God's presence forever. I told you guys this was going to be messy, and it's okay. The question is, what will you say to Jesus when you meet him in heaven? Thank you for taking this mess of a girl and loving her, sending your son to die on the cross for my sins and forgiving me, and even allowing me in your precious presence. And after that, after I just stand in his presence, time won't be an issue. Time won't matter. I will then ask to see my dad and Patty and all the people that have gone before me. And hopefully they're there, and if they're not, I won't be sad, because sadness doesn't happen in heaven. And there may be people watching us that think, why are you even doing this devotion today? It's because I want people to realize there's a heaven, there's a Jesus. My aunt went through a lot in her life, but she came to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. And there was times we didn't think that was going to happen. We miss her and we love her, but we know this is not forever. We know it's temporary. We know we will see her again. We know exactly where she is. She's with Jesus. She's in this glorious heaven, out of pain, out of suffering. She's perfect. Her construction is over. Her journey is over. But her journey in heaven for eternity has only begun. There's a lot of emotions we're feeling. Part of grieving over somebody that's no longer here. And that's okay. But when I think of Patty right now, on one stage, I'm sad she's not here. But I'm grateful she's in heaven with Jesus. When we edit this, I'm going to probably edit the times when I just sat and cried for a minute or two, because you all don't need to see that. I can't do this for long today, but I just really felt led to do this devotion and dedication to Patty. So let's take a moment and pray. I don't think it's going to be very long. But I do feel like it's an important thing to do when you have your devotions. So let's take a moment and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the life of Patty Bates. Thank you that I got to call her aunt. May her life and her testimony touch people for Jesus. I pray that she'll be with her daughter mostly as she's grieving the loss of her mother. Surround her with your arms, Lord. Surround her family with your love and comfort right now. Please take my pain and just lessen it just a little bit, as my whole body is just hurting so bad, along with my heart. Thank you for the opportunity of being able to honor Patty today through this. She is in your glorious heaven, rejoicing with the angels, reunited with family that has gone before her, seeing your face. She's gone home to be with you, Lord. And we're so thankful that she came to the saving knowledge of Jesus. I pray anybody listening to this will come the saving knowledge of Jesus. They know where they're going when they leave this world. They say that prayer that Patty did. over 30 years ago. Jesus, come into their heart. And all they have to do is ask for you to forgive their sins, believe you died on that cross. You rose, you're sitting beside God. That you love them, that you died on that cross to forgive them of their sins. Have them welcome you in their heart. That's it. Free gift Patty took over 30 years ago. And I'm so glad that I did too. Patty's the end of her construction. You are so patient with her as you are for all of us still under construction. So as we dedicate this devotion to Patty's memory, we know where she is today. She's in your glorious heaven. Help those around her that miss her and are crying and in pain because she's not here anymore, to comfort them and give them peace. But let us remember where she is, in your glorious heaven. And we pray this in Jesus' precious name. Amen. The devotion that would have been the day that Patty went to be with Jesus was Blooming at Night. Seemed like this one was much more fitting. March 8th, which would have been Saturday, is our final home. I will do my best to record that. If I'm not able to, I will just put the devotion on the community tab. But again, I will try. But I debated on whether to make this one or that one dedicated to her memory. But my aunt, one of her favorite colors was pink. She was all about the sparkle. She loved sparkly things. She loved all that kind of stuff. She left this world holding her daughter's hands with her nails done. And I just saw the Bible verse. That's the one. You guys within this community made this one last hug happen. And I am forever grateful for that. We didn't even get to enjoy that chicken and dumplings, so that's what we'll have tonight. I'm going to take it very easy today. Probably crochet, but even right now, moving anything hurts. But I'm going to do my best to just kind of rest. If I go take another nap, I go take another nap right now. I was reminded by a friend that when you are a fibromyalgia individual, depression and stress thrives on your body. And I've been fighting it. I've been getting through it. For the past couple of months. Your body keeps count. And it's telling me that I need to rest. And I have to take it easy. And I have to. So thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for allowing us to give her that one last hug, for allowing me to talk about her, for allowing me to cry. And I promised everyone that we would be checking in, even if it's just for 20 minutes or a half an hour, for the next couple of days. This weekend, we're going to go do that conference. And I probably won't be on much. If I do, it'll just be popping in here and there. I'm surrounded by people that are making sure I'm okay. Literally. They know. And I appreciate it. Thank you for your prayers. It's appreciated more than you all know. Again, we'll be doing a quote that'll come out soon. I haven't found it yet, but I want to make sure whatever quote it is something that's going to be a way of honoring Patty. We're, last time I checked, about 13 away from 1,500. And it's not about the subscriber count. And to some, 13 may be an unlucky number, but to us, it's the day Jordan came home and changed our lives. And that was Christina's autism service dog. Rest in peace, Jordan, too. So if you can share our channel out, be great. We can get to 1,500 or a little bit above that. To me, that would be in memory and honor of Patty. It probably may not be today, but I will put a playlist of the time that she was up here if you want to go watch any of that. Well, she rode the Amish buggy and so forth, and so on. I'll put it in the description below. I'll make her own little playlist, right? It probably won't be today, though. If you all could do us a favor, and I'm going to ask this as we're kind of going through this, if you can just go back and maybe watch some things you haven't watched before, that would be appreciated. It would just keep those watch hours going. It would push this channel out further. It would help. So if there's things you haven't watched, then watch them. There was a peaceful ocean stream we did last year sometime. I'm going to put in the description that is dedicated to the memory of Patty, because her favorite place was the beach. The Bible verse song that we're going to choose for this one is I Can Only Imagine. Patty doesn't have to imagine anymore, right? And if I find a quote, whatever that quote is, it may not be the most fitting song for whatever quote. I haven't found it out for it. But in Patty's young years, she was a surfer. She grew up in Daytona Beach. She had trophies for surfing like you can't believe. Patty was like a big sister to this girl. I didn't have a big sister. I didn't have any siblings. She was a cool aunt. She was a fun aunt. She's been an overcomer her entire life. So whatever quote we find, it's going to be using the song Surfing USA. It may not be the most fitting song, but it was my text ringtone that'll never go off again. And so that's the song we'll use for the quote Monday. It's about 4:30 here, and I'm going to get this edited and put up. And Josh and I have been binge watching Chips the past couple of days as I've been working on a crochet project, and that's what I'm going to do. I may pop in different chats that I see popping up just to let them know. Thank you to everybody that has reached out to us. We appreciate it more than you know. Patty, thank you for being my aunt. I know you didn't have much of a choice. I love you and I miss you. But you're in that glorious heaven. Out of pain and suffering, I will see you again. My favorite memory will always be of you coloring my hair. She was a hairstylist for years. And trimming it. Watching you do Christina's hair for her wedding. And doing my hair for my wedding. We love you and we will miss you. You've ended your construction. And as I'm sure God said to you, faithful servant, your work is done here on earth. Love you. I'm going to let this picture stand. I'm going to exit out and have a moment of silence for Patty. Remember, guys, be proud of being yourself because everyone else is taken. Patty fought that for a long time, but in the past 15 years or so, she was clean and sober and in such a beautiful place. We certainly are proud of her and her battles and her struggles that she faced. She overcame a lot. More importantly, she came to the loving and saving knowledge of Jesus. We have you covered. Thank you all for having us covered during this very difficult time in our family. God loves you just the way you are. He knows you by name. Patty was written in that book of life, so am I. Hopefully you are too. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook required. We will see you all on the next one. Again, that is our final home. It may get recorded tomorrow. It may not. We'll see how this girl is feeling. We love you all. God bless. And we'll see you on the next one.